Cracking down on drunk drivers, how a deadly crash involving a former Windsor Locks police officer is now leading the push to make drunk driving laws tougher. That crash involving a Windsor Locks officer and his father, who was on the job at the scene that night, has lawmakers now taking a closer look at sobriety tests.
The off-duty officer who was involved in that crash was never tested. Chief Capitol correspondent Mark Davis has more on how that investigation may wind up changing state law.
Connecticut's anti-drunk driving laws are considered pretty tough. But a recent, very high-profile incident seems to indicate that there still may be a very big loophole. The case involved an off-duty Windsor Locks police officer, seen here in the blue shirt, whose car struck and killed a 15-year-old back in October. The policeman has since been fired and is facing manslaughter charges. There are strong suspicions he was drinking on the night of the accident, but no tests were ever conducted.
I think the Windsor Locks accident highlighted a problem that has existed for a long time, which is if you are injured and go to the hospital, the police can't arrest you and then set the process in motion to gather evidence.
O'Brien's bill, which came before the Transportation Committee today, would require a blood or urine test at the hospital, even if a suspected drunk driver was injured.
If somebody was driving while they're intoxicated, that the hospitals take a urine check or a blood alcohol test to see what the contents are.
There's a dodge used by drunk drivers when they crash. They claim injury, they go to the hospital.
We're very excited that the Connecticut Police Chiefs Association is behind this because, after all, the key to stopping drunk driving is law enforcement.
A lot of people have skated on charges because they go to the hospital.
The Windsor Locks case is further complicated by the fact that the officer's father, also a Windsor Locks police officer, was working the accident scene that night. Representative O'Brien says that this loophole actually was brought to her attention before the Windsor Locks incident back in October by an ambulance driver. In Hartford, Mark Davis, News 8.